This Minecraft Create Mod Let's Play video features a fully automatic Wither Skeleton XP farm in the overworld. No nether required. And over the next 1,000 days we'll be moving to a new area, building an entire new mining town jam-packed with farms, contraptions and trains. Let's create. In the last episode, we finished off the islands around this starter area, having completely completed the desert island that we started on, and even completing this gorgeous little village at the other island, which is just across the road from that island. The water. So today, for reasons you're about to find out, we're going to be leaving and heading over to the mainland, which is going to be far, far away. Now, obviously, for the sake of this little storyline, things are about to happen for the storyline. And spoilers ahead, as we discussed in the last video, this storyline for this involves my dear friend Roxy going missing. But by the looks of things, that hasn't happened yet. So, there it is, the knock at the door. What could it be? You've got serious mail. Oh, jeez. The beginning. By somebody. The quest begins. Oh no! Roxy has been kidnapped. Okay. But by who? Where have they taken her? What? You must leave the safety of your island immediately, embarking on a quest around the world that will be full of perilous peril, dangerous danger, and mysterious things. On your journey, you will meet people along the way that will help you on your quest to find... She's there. Right, okay, yep, On your quest to find Roxy, in return for some favors, of course. Of course, no one ever does anything for nothing. Along the way, you will meet heroes, villains, and you might even bump into some old friends. Oh no. So what are you waiting for? Get prepared, set sail, and go have the adventure of a lifetime. Right. Roxy, I think you're supposed to have gone at this point, Roxy. Roxy? What? It was a straw statue all along? Roxy's been kidnapped! Oh no! Right, we need to get prepared and set sail immediately for the adventure of a lifetime. Oh jeez, I can't believe someone's kidnapped Roxy. You knew it was going to happen. You told us in the last episode. Yeah, but I got to do the story bit, all right? People like it, and I do too, so shut up. Right, what do we need? Okay, so in terms of getting prepared, I'm going to need a lot of things to take with me because we're going to be moving on to a whole new area of the world and building a whole new bunch of stuff. And in order to do that, I'm going to need things to build it out of. So what I'm going to do is go and collect a whole bunch of materials, make a whole new bunch of backpacks. Although, as you can probably guess, there is a problem. The problem is, in order to make more backpacks, I need leather, and I've only got one piece of leather. So I guess I need to go get some leather. Oh, jeez. And while I'm hunting around for leather, I also want to name these islands and do something with this chicken. In the last episode, I asked you what we should do with this little chap, and I had a whole bunch of responses, and not a single one of them was eat him, which is very disappointing. So I guess you're going to either become the mayor of this island or the lighthouse keeper or something. And yeah, I need to decide what names we're going to pick for these islands from all of the comments we got for those as well. Okay, so I can get leather by milling down saddles and crushing diamond horse armor and using rabbit hides. And I've only got 3 rabbit hides, so I can't make any from that, but I do have a handful of saddles and I have some diamond horse armor as well. I've got gold horse armor. Can I get it from gold horse armor? I can. But in order to crush these down, I'm going to need crushing wheels. So I'm going to have to finally build some crushing wheels, I guess. So I guess it's time to rearrange this mechanical crafting thing, and I don't even think it's anywhere near big enough. Light bulbs, orange boxes, and crafting tables. Hurrah, it fits. And with everything now pointing in the right direction, all I've got to do is power it and fill it with materials. There we go, now it's powered. Good. And now I just need to throw a bit of stone there, a bit of wood around there like that, and then just fill everything else up with some andesite alloy just like this. And here we go, a set of crushing wheels. Fantastic. Well, if I just redirect this power slightly, I can then take that upstairs, just into here like this. And with a little bit more shaft along here like this, I can attach that to a belt going the wrong way, which is not very useful at all. Okay, fine. Let's put another gearbox down there and put another belt along here like this. We'll have a shaft in the middle as well. Put that there and that there, and on that shaft I can then put a gearbox there and a gearbox there, turn those both into vertical gearboxes, put one of those on there and one of those on there, and overstress the entire system. How is it overstressed? Okay, fine. Just slow it down a bit. 128, that'll be fine. So now all I need to do is stand here and throw on my diamond horse armor. And that should come through there, and look at that, diamond string and leather. Excellent. Right, let's throw it all on there then. More horse armor. Oh, look at all this stuff coming through. Now it's time for the saddles. I hope I don't find a horse anytime soon. And there we go, even more leather. But for these leather items here, I can't automate those. I need to do it by hand. In which case, I need myself a cutting board, somewhere to stick it, and the floor will do for now. If I put my knife in the offhand, and then... No, I'm just changing my shoes. Oh, I need shears, not a knife. Just put them on there, give them a shear. Put that on there, give it a shear. There we go, getting all of the leather from this leather armor. And after all that, I've got myself a whole 21 pieces of leather, which is not bad, really. And this time I'm going to be making a sophisticated backpack instead of the ones from FoxyNoTail storage. And that's only because they have a whole bunch more functions that my ones don't have that just makes them a little bit better for resource management. You saying they're better backpacks? Yes, 100% better backpacks. They're sophisticated backpacks. And I'm going to make 2 of them for now. And then I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money making them even better. So there's 1 iron backpack, 2 iron backpacks, 1 gold backpack, 2 gold backpacks, 1 diamond backpack, and 2 diamond backpacks. And I would upgrade these to netherite backpacks, but I don't have any netherite. And now I need to spend a whole bunch more leather and string and iron on these upgrade bases. We're going to need a whole bunch of upgrades for these. 6 will do for now, I think. And this is where it gets really expensive. Because first of all, I'm going to need a whole bunch of the iron stack upgrades, followed by a whole bunch of the gold ones, which I can only afford 2 of, and then a whole bunch of the diamond ones, which I can only afford 1 of. Jeez, these are expensive backpacks. And that means that when I put these into the backpacks, then I can store a whole bunch more than a single stack of items. And so I don't get confused, I'd also like to dye these backpacks as well. So we're going to have a red one, and we're going to have a black one. And look at all this black dye that we've got. And look at this crazy amount of bone meal I've got since the last episode. This thing's just overflowing like crazy. That doesn't look red. Oh, it just gets stripes on it? Does the whole thing not change colour? But I want one that looks like that. Oh, I shouldn't have upgraded them yet. Oopsie. Well, I guess this one's going to be a backpack with red stripes, and this one's going to be a backpack with black stripes. Not really what I'd intended to tell them apart, and I can't really see the red on that one, so I think I'm going to go for a different colour. Blue, I think. And now that one's... What? Right, it works like that, does it? So if I put that on there and put that there, I can make it slightly purple. Oh, geez, I didn't know it worked like this. Now it's a bit more. Oh, geez. Okay, fine. So now it's kind of blue and black. There we go. Got our backpacks. Not the ones I wanted, but the ones I've got. The other thing I'm going to need a whole bunch of are these simple storage boxes, which are vaults with planks and andesite alloy and display boards. And for those, I'm going to need a whole bunch of these simple storage capacity upgrades as well, which is a whole bunch more item vaults and a whole bunch of these crafting blueprints and upgrade templates too, which is why I'm squishing a whole bunch of iron. And after crafting up a ridiculous number of item vaults and capacity upgrades and the boxes themselves, I can now pop these down on the floor here, and I can give them all a whole bunch of upgrades. And when they've got capacity upgrades, you can see the capacity inside goes up from 2,048 as the base amount, all the way up to 16,000 items for 3 capacity upgrades. And if I filled one with capacity upgrades, it'd hold over 1 million. And now all of these have got 3 capacity upgrades inside, and that means I can start filling these things up with all of the bulk storage that we're going to need, like deep slate. Now, bearing in mind, these will only hold 1 type of item at a time, but I can absolutely fill them, and I can pick them up with the items in as well. And so after a whole bunch of resource gathering, pretty much all of my chests are empty apart from a handful of junk that I don't need anymore. And it's all stored inside of these storage boxes ready for us to go. So we've got a backpack with all my shinies in it, a backpack with all of the create stuff, we got a backpack full of nether stuff, we got these general storage boxes full of all of the wood things and the stone things and the glass and the bits and bobs things and all of the plant things and all of these fancy block things, and then we've got these just simple storage boxes full of all these individual items. And I'm going to be taking them all with me. I don't have to keep coming back here. But because I'm not going to be coming back here for a while, all of this can be turned off and I can unchunk load everything just to save the server having to process it all in the background. And because I don't really need it all running, the easiest way to turn most of this off is just to flip that the other way around so the charcoal doesn't come out, and then this arm can't take any charcoal, which means this can't get powered. And then all I need to do is just run around around with my chunk one, just unloading all of the chunks that I've loaded. And that's this island just about done, except for this chunk here and that one over there. And then I just need to do this island as well, which is technically always loaded anyway, because this is the spawn chunks, because I moved world spawn when I started this series. And the very last one, there we go. Everything is now fully unloaded, and that means it's nearly time to set sail. However, before we go, I need to sort out this chicken and the names of these islands. So chicken, thanks to Alex Stenmetz, you are going to be John's pet. John, you've got a pet. I know you've got loads of room in this house for pets and things. Hopefully you won't eat all of your bread, but there you go, John. Enjoy your chicken. And thanks to Moody Madge, this island's going to be called Misty Shores. Because if you remember, the whole reason we built the lighthouse was because it was so foggy. Not that there's ever been any fog at all since. Well, I had to go and open my mouth a little bit too quickly there, didn't I? Jeez, wow, that's really foggy. A little bit less fog, please, would be nice. Yeah, that's better, I guess. Jeez. Right, so we got Misty Shores, and our starter desert island, should we ever be able to actually see it, is going to be called Coconut Palms, all thanks to Sweetie Packs. Now, before we set sail, of course, I'm going to need to gather all of these things that I've gathered. But before I start packing them away, there's one more thing I want to build. Because, of course, in order to set sail, we're going to need something to set sail in. And I bet you're all thinking that's going to be some sort of boat. And I would like to have done a boat. I'd like to have done a create boat on rails that goes a long way. But the problem is, we're going a really long way, and I don't have any phantom membranes to make invisible rail tracks. And even if I was going to use normal rail tracks that would be visible through the water, I'd have to do it for miles. So instead of going by boat, we're going to be going by another method. Well, still sailing technically. So for this, I'm going to need a bunch of string. So I'm just going to really... Oh yeah, I turned everything off. Turn back on, I need string. So in order to set sail, I'm going to need some string, which is why I'm milling down a bit of wool in here. I'm going to need a bunch of iron, a few bits of carpet, and now I can craft myself a couple of sails, a couple of hulls, and a propeller. And with these, I can make myself an aeroplane or a gyrodyne, assuming I'm saying that right, which means I can travel the world in style. So now I can gather up all of my boxes and stick them all inside of these backpacks, why not? Now I can pick up my backpacks, pick up my gyrocopter, and now it's time to set sail. They have a nasty habit of kicking you out, these things. It's not easy to get in them. Now all I gotta do is pedal fast. Come on, here we go, and now we're flying. We're gonna be flying to our destination, which is a long, long way away, which means I need to keep eating in order to keep pedaling this thing. Ooh, it's got that weird camera tilt on it. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh, third person, please. So I flew slowly for a long time, and I flew a bit more slowly for a long time, and eventually on the horizon land started popping into view, because that's how Minecraft works when you've got no fog on. Why have you got no fog? I don't know. So this area here that we are now approaching, far, far away from our islands, which is just over there. In fact, you can almost just about see one. Uh-oh, I pressed jump out. That was silly. Aeroplane. I pressed the wrong button. I thought that was go faster. Here it comes. And here we are. What's going to be the new home of the next phase of our plan. And what's that? There's some smoke rising up. I wonder what it could be. We better come in for a landing and... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Of course, it's idiots. It's always going to be idiots, isn't it? Hey, guys. Oh, I don't suppose any of you have happened to have seen somebody running by with Roxy with them, have you? She's been kidnapped and brought somewhere, and I need to go and find her, and I'm hoping that I come across people on my epic journey and adventure that have seen where she went. You know, you've seen her? Well, where did she go? Oh, it's so annoying that you can't speak. I guess that's why the book's here. We can speak, actually. Shh, no, you don't. You can't speak. Oh, sorry. Right, okay, right. What does the book say then? Let's have a look. Now, read me by idiots. Help! If you want our help, you'll have to help us first. We travelled to these hills seeking work, but got a bit lost and got bored of looking, if we're being honest. Wow. Really? Okay. Quest. We're not good at much, but we think if we had something to do, we might be able to do it. Please build us a mining village, complete with accommodation, a plentiful supply of food, and a working mine. You what? to just get a bit of information. Reward will give you the information you need to continue your journey and find that person you said you were looking for. Oh, and you'll have a fancy new mine that will be able to help run and provide you with items. Well, I'd have that. I don't need you guys to build a mine and have the mine. Wow, what a rip-off. Jeez. Okay, right, there's another page. Requirements: working mine, storehouse, accommodation, food and drink, a nice little shop, and then transport connections to other villages. What? Just tell me where she went. We're not allowed to. You said shh. You don't talk. Remember, this is a thing we're doing. It's a storyline. This is the point where you all shake your head and refuse to give me information in order for me to do the things I need to do for you guys, okay? No, I said shake your heads. That's better. Jeez. Right, okay. Well, in that case, I think I better get started. First of all, by unpacking all of my stuff, and then I'm going to have to get rid of a whole bunch of these trees, so we've got room to actually build some things. And I guess here's a good enough place to just throw down my stuff temporarily for now. Just like that. And I guess a few torches dotted around this might not be a bad idea, just in case the odd creeper comes along and decides it wants to blow it all up. So now, it's tree chopping time. And just like that, 3.5 hours later, we've now got a big old area to build things on. I've created a big old bowl within the trees that's going to give us plenty of space for all of the buildings we need. We've got this raised platform at the end, which I think would be a good spot for a tavern, and otherwise just generally a nice big flat area to get plenty of buildings done. But one thing occurred to me while doing all of that, and that is that I need to get good. Doing all of this with unenchanted tools was a nightmare, and that's because even with diamond shovels, just digging up grass one block at a time is really slow, and it's the same for the stone as well. So before I do anything else, I think I'm gonna need an XP farm, but before I make one of those, I should really show you my plans for this area. So having a quick look at the map, here's my little plan for the area. I'm thinking we have a tavern there, a food production facility there, the little shop down there, and then a rail system coming in here with a station there. And then I'm thinking we should probably have the storeroom somewhere near the station, so that should go there, and then a mine shaft over here. And all of that stuff's gonna need processing in a big old production factory, probably right bang in the middle, and then we need to connect all of those buildings up with some paths. But that really doesn't leave us much room for an XP farm. What are you looking at? Leave me alone. So in the last series, making XP was easy. You just have a cobblestone generator, crush that down into gravel, crush that down into sand, haunt that into soul sand, and then just crush that down into quartz and you get gold as well. And then when you crush the quartz down, that would give you nuggets of XP. But that doesn't exist now. That was part of the Create Stuff and Additions add-on, which is not part of this mod pack because that's not available for Fabric. So we need a different way to do it. And it's a way that I don't really want to do, because even though a whole bunch of people in the comments will probably disagree with me, silverfish is not the way to go for XP. Don't get me. Don't hit me with your nasty comments. I didn't mean it. Yes, according to a lot of you Create veterans out there, you can get your cobble, you can then turn that into stone, you can then haunt that into infested stone, crush that down to get silverfish out. That's a silverfish, it's not bread. And then you basically deal with those guys either with a deployer with a sword or even more crushing wheels, and that will occasionally give you a nugget of experience. But it really isn't very much experience at all. So you need a whole bunch of them and a big processing system to do it. So I've got another idea. But my other idea should produce us a lot more XP and give us something else that's incredibly valuable for somebody that doesn't have any enchanted tools. What is it? I'm not telling you. You just have to wait and see, mate. Beacons! Yes, this is glass, but pretend it's a beacon. We're going to be able to farm beacons very, very easily because I have the better nether mod pack installed, and that means that we don't even need a fortress farm to get wither skeletons. We just need a spawner. Now, if you remember, not too long ago, we found a couple of wither skeleton spawners in the nether. Why? As soon as I get here, why am I already dying? Stop it. Over here at this crazy nether city. And as you can see, there's a bunch of wither skeletons down there, and that's because some of these buildings have wither skeleton spawners in. What is that? What is that? No. No, 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 thank you. A skull. Oh, look how many there are. There's so many of them. Jeez. Anyway, we're going to go get some spawners. I'm 100% prepared for this adventure. Don't get me, don't get me, don't get me. Almost forgot to put my gold on there. Piglins live here too. Now, last time I was here, I did actually build this bridge over to this death building. Now, hopefully, none of these wither skeletons have actually got bows. I don't think they have. I think they've all got swords, so we should be relatively safe. And I don't think it was this bit. Oh, no, it's that. It's the green building that's got them. So now I'm going to pile round to there and hopefully maintain my safety. Hey, guys, don't get me. Please, bruh, don't have ranged attack. That would be very handy. I'd very much like it if none of you have ranged attacks. Oh, there's a bunch of them in there, though. We're going to have to be really sneaky here. I need to get, like, right behind the spawners and steal them. Oh, jeez, there's so many. Can I get you from here? I can. Now, I don't actually know if these guys do drop with the skeleton skulls. I assume they do, but I don't know. And I also just noticed they just popped out of the back here, so that's not very good. So let's remove the ability for them to be able to do that. Get rid of that there, and get rid of that there, and that there, and now they shouldn't be able to. Oh, jeez, there's so many. Shoot. Go away. Ah, they can get... Oh, jeez, how did you get up there? No, that's not okay, sir. Oh, jeez. Bread. Eat. How did you get it? How did you do that? He must have spawned on there from the spawner. Right, let's get rid of all of these blocks then. I need that spawner, which means I need to build a minecart contraption. This is going to be the weirdest minecart contraption you've ever seen, but hopefully it'll work. Lock rotation, put a minecart in, put a block on there, and all I'm going to do is try and link that to the spawner, if I can. And then all I'll have to do is glue it all together. Okay, that's all on there. We need to be able to get to the glue onto the spawner, so I need to break that block there. Get my glue out. Glue the spawner to those. Glue those to those. All of these together like this, and that together like that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to give me a spawner. Did he get it? Pick it up. I got it. Yes, we've got one spawner. So back over here at the mining town, I'm going to have to be very careful with this because these spawn very highly armored and very powerful wither skeletons. Although they do drop wither skulls because I got one while I was there, and I'm kind of hoping that the daylight and a whole bunch of torches is going to prevent these things from spawning. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop it down there. That should then just stick it in the floor. Please don't spawn, because I need all of this back so I can go get the other ones. Doesn't look like this. Oh, no, this... Oh, Jesus, loads of them. Right, run away. Oh, I'm sorry, villager people. Oh, no. Well, loose wither skeletons in the Overworld aside, that was how you would capture a spawner using the Create mod. But now I'm going to show you how to do it using the Carry On mod. Get off me stairs, piglins. They're my secret stairs. Oh, jeez, look how many there are. There's so many. All I gotta do, though, is get round to that other spawner. How hard could it be? What could possibly... If I fall down there, I am done for. Piglin, you're not making life easy. Oh, no, one's just spawned there. No, 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 no. No. Did he fall off? I think he fell off. Right, all I gotta do is get in there. Break this bit of glass, and then I just need a free hand to go in there and go, boop, mine. Ow. But if you get hit, you drop it. Stop it. Stop hitting me. There we go. Right. Now you just need to do the off, but you do go slow when you're carrying something, but it's better than having to build a minecart contraption around a whole bunch of wither skeletons that want to eat you. Now, while you're carrying it, you can't eat. You also can't take damage, otherwise you're going to drop it. But we can get this somewhere a little bit more secure and then pop it down and turn it into a contraption, which I probably should have got ready before I picked this thing up. I also don't know if I can do ladders with this. I can do ladders while I'm holding it. Oh, that's handy. All I gotta do is get out. Oh no, there's a pigman on my stairs. Get off my stairs, pigman. Please don't push me off. Please don't push me off. Please don't push me off. Bro, don't push. Oh, I'll push you off, maybe. There we go. Good, go. Go. Now the big question is, can I actually get through the portal while I'm holding this, or am I gonna have to make the contraption here? There's only one way to find out. I can. Oh, well, that's very handy. So now all I got to do is put this down, turn it into a contraption, and get it where I need it. Let's put it down, like, right out of the way. Run away from it so nothing spawns. And now we'll get myself my little contraption ready. Quick. Ah, I got it. Now for the time for the quick switcheroo. Place that, put that down, and now it should be a contraption. It is. Woohoo! I did it! Now the question is, have those other wither skeletons despawned, or are they still there because technically they spawned from a spawner, so shouldn't despawn? Please have despawned. Oh no. Oh dear. Now I just need to go and pinch this spawner before more spawn, run away from those guys while carrying it, which could be a problem because I won't be able to go very fast. Go. And then I've just got to do effectively exactly the same thing. So let's just put that down there for a second, go make the contraption while it's out of range. There we go. Now I've just got to place it and put the torch down again. Don't spawn. Thank you. And place and become a contraption. There we go. So now we've got 2 wither skeleton spawners ready to go. Okay, pesky skellies, I'm ready for you. Where did the other one go, villagers? Is he on the mini-map? No sign of him on the map either. I think we got away with that one. Oh, good. So with all of those guys out the way and our spawners nicely collected, it's time to build that XP farm. But I didn't plan for an XP farm in this area and I don't have a building designated for it. But that's okay, because it's going to go inside of the mine shaft that's going to be here, which we haven't built yet. So I guess I need to start that first. And that's going to mean making a few adjustments to my little mining drill. We don't want a mine shaft that's quite as big as this, and whilst I could build another one to save me from demolishing this one, I think we're just going to demolish this one for now and then we can repurpose it later on. Now I am going to want this mine shaft wide enough and tall enough in order for trains to be coming in and out to be collecting the materials from the mine and taking them to the production facility. So I probably want it around about 7 wide, so we've got a 1 wide middle, and maybe I think 7 high is probably a little bit tall, but if we're thinking about having struts and structures in there to hold it all up, that's probably around about the right size. We'll have an entranceway going into the side of the hill here, going in, and then eventually later on we can have that going down, have all sorts of mine shafts and elevators and stuff in there and other farms and things that we might need. But for now I think just a little tunnel entrance with enough room for a room at the side for a wither skeleton farm is going to be all that we need. And I think that's probably far enough already. So let's just pop a few torches down to make it nice and bright. And I guess it makes sense to use this to start building this hole to the side. So of course the first thing to do was to dig out a big hole. I started by removing the walls, created an 11 by 11 sized room, giving me enough room for the 9 by 9 spawner range as well as space to decorate the walls. Then it was time to dig down. And rather than just mining down by hand, I threw together a mining machine using some mechanical drills and a rope pulley and wound it down using a crank handle. Unfortunately though, it got stuck at the bottom and wouldn't come back up, so I added in a couple of water wheels, expanded the size of the machine and drilled down the rest of the way. With that done and the machine put away, it was time to decorate, which meant filling in the corners with some cobble as these blocks will never be seen, and then decided on what I wanted this to look like. I toyed with the idea of this just being a broken down hole in the mine, made from rough cobble and stone variant walls, but then I remembered I had a whole bunch of bone blocks and charcoal blocks lying around. And because this is a wither skeleton farm, which will provide both coal and bones, it seemed only right that this farm reflected that. So I decided it should look a little like a rib cage, using bone blocks as the ribs with the charcoal blocks as the gaps in between. But because the back of the room needed to be something different, I thought a skull surrounded by variations of netherrack bricks would look pretty cool, even if it doesn't make any sense at all for the rib cage idea. I threw in some redstone blocks for the eyes, sinking them back into the wall, completed the rib cage into the ceiling and added netherrack stalactites, mushroom stem and some wall moss from the Better Nether mod to add a little texture to the build. After putting in the front wall using some more of the netherrack bricks, it was time to add the water flushing system, which meant digging back a few blocks behind each wall and throwing in a few buckets of water so it all met together in the middle. And once that was done, I turned my attention to the viewing area, creating some stairs that go down to the area underneath and decorating it with a broken down mine sort of feel, made from variations of cobblestone and stone and using stairs and walls and slabs to break up the walls and add some depth. And that brings us to now. And I know what you're thinking. Foxy, you've done the water the wrong way round. It should go from side to side, not from front to back, because the ribcage should have a line down the middle, not down that way. And you're absolutely right. But I'm going to do something now which is going to take this mediocre looking spawner farm and make it 1,000 times better. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to come in and take all of this water out. So with that water gone, we are going to have the channel going down the middle of the ribcage instead. And then at this point at the front here, I'm actually going to widen it up slightly, and I'm going to start smashing this skeleton mouth to bits a little bit. And then we can have the water running down this middle bit here towards the mouth. And there we go, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, a few splashes of water later, and a whole bunch of digging, we've now got all of the water flowing into this skeleton's mouth all the way to the center here, and the wither skeletons are just going to end up going down here and into some crushing wheels. So how's that looking now? Oh yes, that looks a whole bunch better. I like it. My plan here is to have a whole bunch of crushing wheels along here like this. They probably don't need those ones at the back. And because this area down here is far enough away from where the spawners are going to be up there, even if we've got a whole bunch of them struggling to get down there into the crushing wheels, it's not going to affect the rates of the spawner because, well, it's far enough away. And crushing wheels require a lot of power, but we haven't got any over here, which means we're just going to have an enormous setup of water wheels to power all of this for now. There we go, we got a few big water wheels in the wall there. All I've got to do is bring that power over to here now, and I think the best way to do that's going to be round the back, and these need to basically go in opposite directions. So we'll have a gearbox there, some chain drive coming down the middle here like this, then we'll have some shaft going along here and into this wall. Continue the shaft all the way into that corner, put a gearbox there, bring all of that along here like that, and hopefully this is going to be enough power to turn those crushing wheels. It is, and they're turning the right way. Now they are going very slowly, but they don't need to go fast. Now underneath this, we're going to have to collect the drops, and we could use a belt for that, or we could just shove them straight into a storage system. For that, I'm going to need a simple storage controller, just like that. I'm going to need 2 of these simple storage interfaces. I'm going to need a bunch of this storage trim. And then we just need a handful more of these simple oak storage boxes. And that means down here at the bottom, I can put these storage interfaces, put a couple of chutes on top of those, dig a little hole underneath all of those. Don't need this water source anymore, that can go. I'm going to run the oak trim all the way along there, underneath those there. And then I'm going to put the storage controller at that point there, and then I'm just going to put a few of these storage boxes around it because I don't know how many I'm going to need. And now if I put something in that one there, and that one there, and that one there, it should show me on there that those are in there, and it should also show me on here that those are in there, which means it's all connected. Yes, we got fully connected storage systems, just like storage drawers. Oh man, I can't wait for this thing to get working. Now I just need to clear the filters on those because we don't want those in there. And now I need to get the spawners in and test if this is actually going to work. First of all, let's get our spawners parked up. We're going to need our minecart assembler to disassemble them, but before I do that, I actually need to be able to make a way into there so that we can put them in without causing problems. Okay, spawner number 1. Here we go, we've got it. All I gotta do is put that up there. There we go, 1. Quick, get the other one in before that starts spawning in all the skeletons. And 2, and get rid of this dirt. There we go. Now is it gonna work? There we go, they've spawned in. Are they going to get crushed by the crushing wheels? They're going in the right place, that's good. They are sinking through the water because they're undead, and they do seem to be going down. But are they getting crushed? Oh, they've gone! It's exciting times. Did we get anything for it there? Oh, we got XP on the floor, and some in there. Not sure how we ended up with it on the floor, but the fact that we got some is good. Oh, there's bones and stuff in there. Oh, but it's all kind of stuck because it doesn't like the chutes. And I can hear one being crushed now. There it goes. And nothing got stuck. Yeah, the bones and the coal are not going through for some reason. In which case, we'll just have to add in a belt that then goes into a storage system. That's absolutely fine. Now, unfortunately, with this system, there's absolutely no way to turn it off because these are nether spawners and they don't care about light levels. So as long as I'm in the area, this thing is going to be running, which means making modifications to it is going to be tricky. Okay, so I've added in a speed controller at this point here just to speed things up a bit. I've put the belt on, and now all I'm going to do is add the chutes to the belt and hope that that means that the items are all going to end up actually on the belt and not just around it. So at this point here, I'm going to bring that trim back there, put another one there, put one of our interfaces on at that point there, and then all I need to do is stick a brass funnel on that going into it, and that's going to take all of the items from those crushing wheels and hopefully now actually put them in the storage system where, here we go, it's working. But Oh no, the bones have gone on. How do you do it? Why are the bones on the floor? Why are they not in the machine? And now we have 100% functional Wither Skeleton spawner farm giving us all of these tasty things. Okay, when I say it's 100% functional, it's, oh dear. How am I going to deal with that? We're getting more in than I'm dealing with, which means they're not getting pushed down the hole properly because there's too many of them in there all pushing together. That's a problem. And I can't unload them because they're from a spawner. So I guess I'll just hopefully wait and it'll clear itself. If I go out of its range, it'll eventually clear itself, and it should be okay. Oh, geez. And using a little bit of free cam, I can see if this thing's going to clear itself out before I start it again. But we can see what the problem is. There's just not enough room there for them to fall down, so I might need to widen that gap a little bit. Okay, well, I've moved the spawners back out, but we've still got a bunch of those guys waiting down here. And I've got the perfect plan, which is going to make this farm 1,000 times better. You already said that. Yeah, but this time it's going to be really, really better. But I do need to get rid of these guys. So now I've got to demolish pretty much all of this. I also need to take away these crushing wheels. They're not going to be any good to us now. And I need a little space behind all of this. I'm going to need 2 sticky mechanical pistons, a pulse repeater, a pulse extender, a normal repeater, and a sequence gear shift. I actually need 2 pulse extenders. I don't need a pulse repeater. The sequence gear shift's going to go, let's say, here. That's going to be set on piston for 2 meters. Then it's going to have a delay for around about 6 seconds. Then it needs to go on piston again to bring itself back in the other direction. And that's just going to go into even more chain drive, which is going to go up through that hole. Then we need to break that, and put a bit of chain drive there to actually power that sequence gear shift. And going into that sequence gear shift is going to be a repeater. Then we just need a little bit of redstone dust, a pulse extender there, a pulse extender there, a couple bits more redstone dust, and I'm going to set this one to 9 seconds and this one on 1 second. Now if I invert this one here, we're going to get an infinite clock which lasts for around about 10 seconds. It's going to power that sequence gear shift for around about 9 seconds, and then it's going to kick in and do it all again. Upstairs in here, we're going to get rid of these blocks here. We're going to stick on a vertical gearbox there and another one there. And then up here, we're going to have a couple of bits of shaft, just like that. And then we're just going to encase those so they're nice and hidden. We're going to add another little bit of blown block in there, a chute just in the middle there. And then we need to get rid of a couple of blocks down here and a couple of blocks down here. We're going to have a sticky piston there and another one there. These are both going to have 2 extension poles coming out the back of them, like that. And then we just need to bring this chain drive we've got coming up from there, from our sequence gear shift, and then just wire that into these pistons with a couple of gearboxes. With those all wired in, you can see they then push to the middle, and then after 6 seconds, they're going to go back to their starting locations again, like that, which means all we need now are a couple more vertical gearboxes, a crushing wheel on there, a crushing wheel on there, and you can see that then takes the crushing wheels away when it extends, but I actually want it to take the gearboxes away as well. So now every 10 seconds, these crushing wheels are going to go out, the wither skeletons are going to get into the middle, and then they're going to come back in again and crush them, and all of the items are going to go into that chute. So all I've got to do now is just tidy this up a little bit, just to make sure that we don't get water and wither skeletons where we don't want them. And now I can put the water back into this, and it should hopefully still all just flow straight to that center point over there, just like that. And now this is a proper wither skeleton killing machine. And at this point now, we should be ready to put the spawners back in. Although we don't need all of this sticking all of the way out of here anymore, because we're only coming down that one little chute there. Let's get rid of all of this again. We'll bring this chute all the way down to that point there, put our interface below it, and then all we need to do is connect that up with that trim, and that should be connected again. It is. And with a couple of torches, that is that area nice and light, and we're ready to plug our spawners back in and watch these wither skeletons get minced. I can't believe this farm's 2,000 times better than it was before. Look at that, it looks amazing. Wow. Right, spawners. Spawner number 1. That's back in. Oh, wow, that did it immediately. No, thank you. No. Oh, jeez. Oh, we got a problem. Oh, jeez, I got him. And spawner number 2, let's not have the same problems, please, if you wouldn't mind. Sit nicely up there and let me get rid of all of this before you spawn. There we go. So now we should be able to see this in action. They're all going down there. The thing is open at the moment. It should close and start crushing them. There they go. They're getting crushed. Nice. Then it opens up, lets them all in. And then mincing time. Oh, this is wonderful. Now you do get some that get stuck in the crushing wheels, but they'll pop out again once the crushing wheels move. There you go. And then next time they close, they're all going to just get minced again. And all of those drops are going down there, which means we should be getting a whole bunch of stuff coming through into our storage system. But that's not all I want in this room, of course. If we're going to have XP in here, whilst I can just take out a stack at a time and munch on it to give myself levels, I don't want to do it like that. And that means it's time to fly home again for like the 28th time today, so that we can get all of my XP system thingy from here. And I don't want to lose all of the levels from it, and that means I could give it to myself from this machine, or I could just turn this into a contraption and take it with me, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So let's see if we can't take this as well. Make sure I get the enchantment table too. I've got something. Oh, no, I don't think it can attach through the anvil. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's pick it up and find out. Yep, got everything except for the anvil. There we go. So a few minutes later, I've moved a few things around. We've now got the enchantment station set up right there, and behind me we've got all of the storage system stuff over here. I put in the experience tank, made it a bit bigger, and threw in a pump so that it'll actually connect to this disenchanter, and when I stand on this it'll either take my levels, or if we get XP nuggets in there, it's actually going to take them out of there, put them in there, and then they're going to go in the tank here. Behind all of this, there's another pipe and another pump coming off this tank, which means that if I come back out of here and I want some levels, I just need to turn that. It's going to start spewing levels at me, and then I can turn it back off again, so I can just get levels whenever I need them. Now I know what you're thinking. Beacons! Where's all the wither skeleton skulls? Well, of course you don't get skulls when you crush the wither skeletons. In order to get the skulls, we need to add deployers with swords inside, which means I need mending on the swords, which means I need to go on an adventure for a villager. And the other thing I need to go on an adventure for is wood. I need spruce wood, and maybe some dark oak as well to decorate inside this area. But unfortunately, this video's already too long, so that's all going to have to wait for the next episode when we get started on our new mining area, upgrade this to a beacon farm, and hopefully I can get all of myself all nice and shiny, and maybe even some netherite too.